So you're thinking about diving into crypto. Awesome. But let's be real, it can feel like a totally chaotic and ridiculously complex universe, right? Well, it doesn't have to be. Think of this as your roadmap, your guided journey for that first year. We're going to turn all that confusion into some serious confidence. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the pure drama of the crypto market. It's not just about numbers flashing on a screen. It's a deeply emotional landscape. And that first year, it's as much about managing your own head as it is about managing your money.
And this is what that battleground actually looks like. What you're looking at is called price action, which is really just the movement of a crypto's price over time. But look closer. Every single line, every one of those peaks and valleys, it tells a story of struggle and a story of opportunity. It's the pulse of human emotion, pure fear and pure greed, made visible. Our goal here is to learn how to read that story, not just react to it.
So, we're going to start our journey in a place you might not expect. Not with wallets, not with coins, but with the mind. See, for any beginner, the biggest challenge isn't the tech stuff. It's the psychological game. So let's try to make some sense of this labyrinth.
And it is so easy to feel completely lost in here. I mean, there are a million signals, so much noise coming at you from every direction. But here's the thing. Success isn't about finding some secret magic exit. It's about learning how to navigate the maze itself by blending really sharp analysis with a finely tuned intuition.
All right, so let's move from the mind and get practical. Every journey has to have a starting point. In crypto, that starting point is your exchange. That's the platform where you're going to buy, sell, and trade. This is your gateway into the whole world.
And I really, really cannot overstate this. The exchange you pick literally sets the stage for your entire experience. A bad choice, it's just going to lead to confusion, frustration, maybe even loss. But the right one, that provides a smooth, secure runway for you to get started. So the big question is, how do we choose? You want to look for these 4 things, okay? First, an interface that doesn't feel like you need an engineering degree just to figure it out. Second, they should have great educational content. The best exchanges actually want to teach you. Third, customer support you can actually get a hold of. And finally, super strong security that's on by default, like 2-factor authentication, non-negotiable. And why does this matter so much right now? Well, because the big players are coming. One report found that a whopping 76% of institutional investors are planning to increase their crypto exposure by 2026. This market is growing up, and it's growing up fast. You need a platform that's secure, reliable, and really built for the long haul. Okay, now that you have a gateway, it's time to think about what you'll actually put in your portfolio. And this is where we make the critical shift from a gambler's mindset to a strategist's. This isn't about just picking one lucky coin and hoping for the best. It's about building a smart, balanced plan. Now, the first big concept to get your head around is market capitalization, or just market cap. All it is the total value of all of a crypto's coins added together. It just helps us understand how big a project is. Think of it like this. Large caps, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're the giants, your stable foundation. Mid caps are your potential growers, and small caps, well, those are your high-risk, high-reward lottery tickets. So, what does a strategic portfolio actually look like? This is a great example of a balanced approach. See how it's anchored by the 2 giants, Bitcoin and Ethereum? Then it diversifies into some growing altcoins, which is just crypto speak for anything that isn't Bitcoin. And crucially, see that 10%? It holds a slice in stablecoins. These are digital currencies pegged to something stable, like the US dollar, which gives you stability and lets you jump on opportunities. Now, of course, this isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. This table is a fantastic guide for figuring out what works for you. Take a look at the conservative row. You'll see it suggests holding over half your portfolio in Bitcoin. And, notice this, 0% in those risky small caps. But on the flip side, someone who's aggressive might dial back their Bitcoin to take bigger shots on smaller emerging projects. Just take a second and think about where you might fit on the spectrum. Okay, we've chosen our exchange, we've built a portfolio strategy, but there is one more crucial piece of the puzzle that so many beginners ignore until it's way too late, and that is taxes. I know, it's not the sexiest topic, but trust me, it is an absolutely unavoidable part of this journey. And here it is, the #1 thing that gets people into trouble. In most countries, when you swap one crypto for another, like say you trade some Bitcoin for Solana, That's not like exchanging a dollar for a euro. Nope, it's treated as if you sold your Bitcoin, and that creates what's called a taxable event. Let's just break that down real quick. So you make that trade. The tax man sees that as you disposing of your Bitcoin. Then you, or your accountant, have to figure out if you made or lost money on that Bitcoin from when you first bought it, and that profit or loss, it has to be reported. It's a huge deal. So what do you do? Simple. Be absolutely meticulous from day one. Keep records of every single thing. And seriously, use one of the many amazing crypto tax software tools out there. It will automate all of this and save you a headache you can't even imagine. Just treat your record keeping as seriously as you treat your trading. And that brings us right back to where we started. Full circle. We began with psychology and we're going to end with it. Because after you've learned the platforms, the strategies, and the rules, your long-term success comes right back down to mastering your own mindset. This is the ultimate goal. It's not just about being great at reading charts, and it's not just about following the news. It's about being able to synthesize everything, the hard data, the big picture economic trends, and your own hard-won intuition into one cohesive strategy. And this illustrates that point perfectly. In the end, trading is so much more than a science. It's a craft. It's an art form. You're not just executing trades, you're building a narrative, a thesis about where you believe the market is heading based on all the evidence you can gather, from the shape of a tiny candle to the massive symmetry of market cycles. So there it is, a roadmap for your first year, from mastering your psychology all the way to navigating your taxes. You now have the foundational tools you need to begin. So the only question left is, what story are you going to write?